welcome back to another video. Now, if you've been following me for a few weeks, you will know that I replaced the clutch slave cylinder on my Massey tractor, and ever since then I've never put it back together fully because I decided to do a load of paint work on it. Click up here if you haven't seen the last video, go check that one out. So, what have I done since that video? I have painted the four-loader in a colour that some of you suggested and some of you didn't suggest, so that's going to be controversial, but when I show you that in a second, leave a comment whether you like it in the colour I've done it or not. So I've got to put the four-loader back on the tractor, but before we do that, I will show you what I've been up to. Right, one freshly painted all black. Wonderful. Now for the four-loader, which some of you will agree with, some won't. Just done it in black. Oh, wonderful. So I've got to put that on the tractor, which we'll do now. Might have been the easiest I've ever put it on. So I've just got to put some pins in there, which I'll do now. Right, that is the four-loader connected. Don't know if you can see it, it's awful weather today, but anyway, that's the four-loader. Fully woolly connected. I've just got to do the hydraulic pipes, which sometimes are a pain most of the time. So just do this with the old joystick to release all the pressure. This obviously needs a bit of work, which we will get round to at some point in time. So I'm going to try and connect these pipes up, which probably is going to be a ball ache, and you can watch me do it if you want. You can watch me struggle like mad, which is exactly what's going to happen. Oh. Problems if they've built up pressure inside. No hope, really. Let's see which ones we can get on. Yellow's going to go to yellow. Well, that one's straight on. This one, straight on. That is the four-loader connected, both physically and hydraulically. which means I'm ready to move it with any luck. So, we start the old gear. Should be able to pull one of these levers back, this one. Oh yes, we have movement. There's going to be bits that I've missed, and that's purely because I couldn't get to it because the foreloader was in the way. Right, let me put those legs up on the foreloader. Right, just going to paint the two grills satin black on these side panels, so we'll do that now. Right, that is these two grills painted satin black, as you would have just seen. Lovely. Oh no. Right, so that's those two grills painted. Lovely. Wonderful. So where are we up to with this tractor project? The stickers are coming in the morning, which is good, or tomorrow at some point, which is wonderful, which means that the bonnet and the two side panels, or four side panels, can go back on. Obviously the foreloader's on, which I'll show you. So the foreloader, this lovely contraption, is on. It's come out pretty good, I would say. Obviously can't put the stickers on yet because it's rained ever since I put it on. I've put this side piece on, lovely. Got these to paint still, the wheels to paint still, and these bits, but the rest of it is pretty good. I've got some new stickers to put on it in various places, which I'm going to do. But that's where we're up to at the moment. I've got these bottom braces on, which look nice. Obviously all that's been painted black, wonderful. So that is as far as we've got at the moment. The foreloader was very easy to put on, much easier than I thought it was going to be. The only issue I foresee is that when I go up with the foreloader, there's going to be various bits like behind there, and obviously where I couldn't get to this because it was on the floor. Just little touchy up bits that I'm going to have to touch up and paint, otherwise it's going to be too obvious. And also take the spikes off the front of it and paint them while it's there. I've got the front axle and some of the other underneath parts to paint, but I think I've got the wrong colour grey, which is quite annoying. But on a whole, tomorrow will be the day that it kind of comes together and looks more like a freshly painted tractor, which is the aim of the game. And then it's just kind of final bits to do. So I will see you in the morning when we do that. But progress is being made. Right, that is the foreloader back on, among many other lovely things that I've done. Quick sneak preview. Right, just a quick one. I now have super chats and memberships open on the channel. Now, by absolutely no means do you have to become a member or send a super thanks or a chat of any nature, because it's always going to remain free. However, obviously doing these sort of projects takes, one, a lot of time, two, a lot of cost, and three, the whole YouTube idea does take a lot of time and money, to be fair. So the option is there if you want to. The link I'll put in the top of the description, and I will pin it as a comment on the first comment. So the choice is there. Don't feel like you have to. I've set it at £3.99, which I think is quite cheap. And yeah, you can become a member, you gain some other perks, you get early access to videos, among other things. Or you can just send a super thanks chat in the comments below. I think there's a little sign or something there for them. And that's just a little way of saying thank you to me for making these videos. But of course you don't have to. Don't feel like you've got to, but the option is there. So we're going to carry on now with putting stickers on, I believe. Right, just quickly before we get on to putting some panels on this tractor, I thought some of you might be interested to know how much paint I've used. So the question to that is the 2K paint, which is the red one, which I did the bonnet and the two side pieces on. I think it was about 1 litre. I'm not entirely sure because it wasn't my paint, but I think about 1 litre. The black, well no, let's start with the silver, shall we? With the silver, I've used a whole, what are these? 1 litre, like 1 litre, mixed with 10% thinners, so about 1.1. The black for the loader, I actually ended up using 2 litres, near enough. And for those of you that want the same finish, if you do, I actually mixed jet black with matte black, 50-50. So 500ml to 500ml, or 1 litre to 1 litre, depending on how much you're mixing up. Just basically just half and half. With 10% thinners, and that gave me a pretty good satin finish. A little bit more shiny than satin, but I quite like that. And then I've got the Stoneleigh Grey, which we're going to talk about in 2 seconds by the tractor. Now, I thought Stoneleigh Grey was going to be the same grey as what the axle and everything else is on this tractor. So this is the grey. I think it's pretty close, to be fair. I think it's good enough. Did a little test patch because I saw the Funky Farmer painting his tractor with the same grey, and it was a much lighter grey, almost like the grey that's on the wheels. So whether he's got the wrong paint, i.e. the company has put the wrong paint in the wrong tin, I'm not sure, because that grey there definitely is not the same grey that the Funky Farmer was using to paint his tractor, even though it's still Stoneleigh Massey Ferguson grey. That is more like the grey that this was. Pretty good, I would say. So this is the next. But I got a litre of that. Whether that's enough, I've only got to blast in the odd bit of on the axles and stuff. I'm not going too mad with that because most of it's underneath and you can't see it. So we'll get to fitting these panels now, I suppose. Right, it's finally time to put some side pieces on. This one, bottom one to start with. Straight on now. Might have to make a couple of adjustments. Let's see. Might be alright. Get the front on if we can. Right. It's not great, but it's on there now for the top one. Right, one wonderful, oh fuck, here now. One wonderful top piece. That's a bit tight to get in there. Right. Let's pop that piece in. Oh yes. One more there. Right, I think it's safe to say that is looking pretty good, if I may say so myself. Oh, bloody hell. Right, I've got a couple of stickers to put on the loader, up there and up there, which we will do now. Right, I've got 2 stickers, possibly 3, but I'm not sure about the third one. So the first one is Quickie in their new fonted logo. So it's not the same as what the original was, but I think it looks nicer. So just peel the backing off of that. Wonderful. Try not to get as many air bubbles in as you can, because it all makes a difference. Right. So that is going somewhere there. About there, I'm going to say. You've got to make sure you rub that on pretty well. Maximum adhesion. Sometimes it's easier to use a little rag. Go over it with that. Just get it fully stuck on there. Now I cut these ones out myself, which oh yes, right. And in theory, you can just peel this backing back to display. Very nice, new, quickie loader. Oh yes, that is wonderful. Right, the next one I've got, I've decided to put on this bottom arm here, which I'll show you. Oh, spin, bloody hell. There's one here. Don't know, it wasn't like it from the factory, but again, it's up to me because I'm doing it. So this one is AOL, which is part of Quickie, or it's the same thing. Don't know what it means, but I know that it had one on it. It actually had one in a different location, which you might remember, but it's not going in the same place because I think where I put it looks nicer. So this is going back there. Something like that, hopefully. Something like that, give that a good rub. I know it's controversial, some people said to paint the floor load of red, and I did think about it, but I think this is the right choice. Just gives it a good bit of contrast, and I think just looks quite nice, if I do say so myself. Right. So that is that is the Quickie logo on there, and this logo, both sides. Ready? Ready? Wow. I think from the front here, that looks incredibly smart. Even smarter from the side. Ooh, yeah. So I actually cut out the Quickie logos and the AOL logos and the Massey Ferguson that's up there, which I'll show you just now. Right, so a lot of you have been asking how much time this has taken, and the answer to that is I don't know, because I've lost track. What I will say is it's taken a fair few hours / days. I'm probably into it now, probably 40 hours, maybe a full working week, I would say, at least. Everything just takes longer than you think it's going to, so don't be surprised about that. For example, you think, oh, I'll just quickly strip everything apart, but of course it's double the amount of time because you've got to put it all back together again. So it does take a while, but ultimately, I would say it's worth it. Am I done? No, I'm far from it. We'll get onto that in a second. Obviously, I've done the load of black. The wheels, again, let me know. Black, grey, or silver. There's your 3 choices. That's 3. 3 choices. I'm swaying towards black. Not gloss black, just satin black. A bit like the loader. Black. Obviously the red wheel arches I've still got to do. But the front end of it at least, minus the axle, is done, which I'll show you now. So there's the loader, looking mint. So you've got the logo behind it. All of that's looking wonderful, very shiny. The bonnet still needs to clean. That's looking nice. I've got to do the front bit of the loader because I missed it or couldn't get to it. That's looking all very nice. Right, so that's we talked on a couple of topics then. So was it worth it, and am I actually going to finish this off? It was worth it. It is definitely worth it. It looks a million times better. So I think it's worth it. Now, what have I got left to actually do? I've got the wheels, obviously, quite a big one, and the rear arches, and that's pretty much it. I've got to sort out the cab a little bit, give it a good old clean, which will be in the next video, I think. I think that's just going to be the next video. I don't want to make them too long, and I think the next video will be the last video on it. However, we are getting there. Like I say, the loader was an absolute pain to paint, but there we go. It's turned out okay. I've got a couple of bits that I've just got to touch up that I couldn't get to because it was sat on the ground, or some of the arms were in the wrong position. Obviously, it wasn't attached to the tractor, so I couldn't move it. However, considering it's come out pretty well, the stickers have come out nicely. Like I say, I cut them out. You would have seen that video. And the Massey Ferguson stickers on the bonnet, they were from Agroline. Quite a good company to deal with, actually. I'd suggest them if you need anything for your tractors. So, that being said, I think that's it for this video, really. Everything's back together in terms of the front of it. We'll have a little montage at the end of the bonnet and everything, and the front loader and everything that's painted so far. Thus far. And that's it, really. Let me know on the wheels. Black, silver, grey. There's your three choices. Let me know in the comments. And also, consider becoming a member. And if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. But consider subscribing, or do subscribe. And like the video, share the video. And I will see you in the next one.
Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried.